As far as clothing designer, who is more legendary than Tom Ford? I mean, the dude is a walking handsome model who's been skilled putting his name on some of the biggest designer houses in the game before branching out on his own and doing incredible fragrance, clothing, and marketing. I mean, he's one of the few people that managed to put half-naked bodies, men or women alike, all over billboards in the biggest cities in the world. But if you're gonna get a Tom Ford fragrance, which one would you choose? Now, I have a variety of Tom Ford fragrances in my repertoire, specifically because I like these ones. There's so many Tom Ford fragrances, but if I were gonna recommend some based on my personal taste and our taste may align, these are the 8 that I would advise you to start off with. Let's roll my music so I can put you on to 8 of my favorite Tom Ford fragrances you need to try.
We're all alone, yeah, for some friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I wanna be Cuba.
Blessing morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Let's jump right into this video because I love Tom Ford as far as clothing design. I mean, his signature peak lapel is gangsta, but you have to have the body frame for it, which I definitely didn't when I started finding out about Tom Ford, and I really don't right now.
People are fat.
But does it look fly? It looks crazy. And one of the first introductions into the Tom Ford space as far as fragrance is concerned is a fragrance that is so left from my personality now, but at that time I was wearing suits on a daily basis. I dressed up, I had a clean shaven face. I was living in that corporate hospitality environment. So Tom Ford for men was definitely a signature piece in my collection. It absolutely matched the suit and tie flow that I held at that time. Now, this is not a fragrance that you should even consider under the age of 35 years old. Now, I was wearing it at a much younger age, but again, unless you're living that banker life, hedge fund, suits 24/7, you're a bank auditor, whatever the corporate situation that you are, briefcase and loafers, wingtips, moccasins. If you're not doing that, you shouldn't be wearing this. Such a beautiful, spicy, bright tobacco fragrance with such refinement, debonair energy, masculinity, full corporate chic sexy. Take those classical elements of a Fahrenheit fragrance, bump up the tobacco, keep that violet leaf, add a beautiful 𝐷𝐸 L'Homme ginger essence, throw a sprinkle of Apollo green action with that old school fougerish vibe, and slap on some leather, and that's what you're getting with Tom Ford for men. Classical piece. If you are that corporate chic man and you want to smell outstanding, you gotta try for men. Next one. Now this freshie is quite surprising. It's not a complicated fragrance. As a matter of fact, I feel sometimes it's a little bit muted. But as far as working in the summertime when it's a really boiling day, for some reason it projects incredibly off my skin. And that's Tom Ford's Costa Azzurra Aqua. There's something about juniper scents, that sparkly, earthy effervescence, that green, almost boozy feel, that really does something beautiful off my skin, that really attracts my persona and agrees with my pH. Like with this fragrance, you get so much green, so much citrus, so much aquatic energy. It has a lot of body. It's not just a standard aquatic freshie that's slightly salty. You're getting a lot of green in this fresh fragrance. And although for me, within that midsection, it becomes a little bit muted, it's muted in like the best way. It's like a super chill, casual vibe, white linen, slip-on loafers, light button up, no undershirt, fresh cut. You're feeling fantastic. The wind is just rushing through your hair. You're walking waterside by the beach. It's one of those situations, romantic picnic on the beach, watching the sunset, just really letting life coast through, and then that breeze, that just element that you're in your zone. It's kind of like that moment when you're in the shower and you just shut up and close your eyes, let the water fall on your head, and you start thinking about life. It's kind of one of these melancholic, kind of sexy summertime fragrances that really speak beautifully in the summertime. So if you're looking for a freshie in that Tom Ford space, for me, this one works beautifully. Next one. I was one of the first monsters in the space with this particular fragrance, and I had to get it. Everybody was like, Cuba has to get it because you're fucking fabulous. Polarizing fragrance. I wanna say people definitely changed their gears when it came to this fragrance. I don't think a lot of people really liked this joint when it came out. I loved it. The bitter almond element in this piece was absolutely sexy. Bitter almond, amber, cashmere, tonka. You got a light kiss of that lavender, but for real, you're just getting ambery nuttiness in this shit that it smells fucking fabulous. Not everybody was rocking with this piece when they came out, and if they are saying that, that's cap, because they were just like, oh, this shit is too too nutty or it's too powdery or it just smells too feminine. It's a little weird. Nothing else had come out in this particular space, so they had no frame of reference to go off. I like this shit right off a rip. When they called me right after the Tom Ford runway show to come pick this joint up, ran downtown, scooped this shit up, paid fucking retail for this shit. Oh, she gave me like $5-10 off, I think. That's probably because I bought a pair of shades that day too. However, slowly but surely, people started jumping on the hype train. They liked the little controversial action because Tom Ford really was the only dude to put it in high-end luxury stores like a Neiman or a Bergdorf to put fucking on a bottle. I mean, takes a heavy set of balls.
You got some big testicles to pull this off, bro.
And I think he showed how daring and how risky that he can be making such a controversial fragrance with a controversial title that smells controversially sexy. Next one. One of the best plum fragrances in the world. Everybody knows my love for it. Plum Japonais. If you don't know plum fragrances, you are losing out on magic. That's what this fragrance is. Magic. Ripe, plum, delicious, ambery, warm, spicy, delicious, erotic, sweet to the core, cavity inducing, absolutely fantastical.
I mean, my God!
Type tough to get. You're gonna pay a little bit for it. I apologize, I have nothing to do with that. This shit is fire though. Like, it's sweet. And if you haven't gotten into plum or you're curious about plum, I think this is not only a great entry port, but like the point. Sweet, plummy, leather, tobacco kind of energy, dark, sexy, salivating this fragrance. Bro, how have you not tried this shit? This is gonna be my fucking scent of the day. Spray my asshole with this. God, it smells delicious. Let's get it. Next one. The incense king himself, Ebon F. The resin, the smoke, the incense, the pepper, that woody, deep, spiritual Palo Santo. This is an all-out vibe. This is a seance in a bottle. How does this equate to sexy? You have to try this out. It will surprisingly get more attention than you could have ever imagined. It just strays away from everything else that the normal consumer is used to, bro. Everybody's used to the freshy components, the very basic fragrances, the ones that are super sweet, the Baccarat Rouges, the Aventuses. They're used to all these DNAs, but when you pull out something so daring and really ballsy, giving it that mysterious, sexy vibe element like that nobody's gonna expect, you're just gonna stand out from everybody else. Think about it. Very few people are really ready to go that risky when it comes to their scent. They rather play it safe. Let me get that Dior Sauvage. Let me get that Polo Sport. Let me get that Paco Rabanne 1 million. Bro, take some risks, and these risks can pay off nicely as it does with Ebon F. Trust me, try it out. Next one. I think it's safe to say that the majority of dudes either own this or love this fragrance, right? Tom Ford Oud Wood. Oud Wood. It's big dog shit. Wearable oud at its finest. Sexy. Dark. Shit is wildly elegant. Suit and tie, dressed up, boss lituation. There's also a little bit of like this carrot seedish kind of essence out of this fragrance. It sounds unusual, but that's kind of what I get from it. I get a little bit of this vetiver dryness out of this joint, this subliminal dusting of suede. The oud in here is absolutely beautifully done in designer space. It's warm, it's inviting, it's slightly spicy, it's mythical. It's pretty much masculinity and sex appeal in a bottle. Tom Ford, you done it again, but I think everybody knows about this one, right? Next one. The monster ombre leather parfum. An incredible leather. For me, I like it more than Tuscan leather. Newsflash, spoiler alert, Tuscan leather is not in my list. This for me has just all the leather that you're looking for. Tuscan leather is nice, super popular, but for me, ombre leather or ombre leather parfum, bro, I'm sure you've tried this out, but if you haven't, you better ask somebody. Go get a sample. This shit is on the gray market. You will never have to buy this shit for retail. A ton of people are selling 3 ml, 5 ml, 10 ml samples. Wear this shit out on your next date, or go to your next corporate event and rock this joint. Go to your next family gathering and see what kind of compliment you're getting off of that shit. That hater cousin that never liked you from Jump Street and always wanted to be competitive will fucking die when he's like, how does this scumbag smell better than I do? Sounds like I'm speaking from personal experience, right? So if you haven't tried ombre leather parfum, you're missing out. And finally, she's allspice and vanilla and absolutely swagged out. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Perfect for the autumn cold weather. Do it to me. Little rose action. Again, that allspice sensation. You got a little vanilla on decky, and then you got a little rosy ambery essence. You got a lot of masculinity when it comes to these Tom Ford fragrances that I've selected. That's what you're trying to go for. That's what Tom Ford really personifies as a designer and an individual. Even though you got all these fragrances, different varieties, different scent profiles, the fragrance is not wearing you. You you are wearing the fragrance. Put yourself together as a Tom Ford model. No matter your height, size, fit, put the entire package together and you wear the shit out of these fragrances, and they will absolutely help enhance the confidence that you already came in with. Fragrance can help enhance confidence, but it won't just give you confidence. That's called liquor.
So you're drinking with a purpose.
But these are some amazing options, but feel free to let me know in the comments below what is your favorite go-to Tom Ford fragrance and which one absolutely should have been on this list. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Smooches.
Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.